Quality Education by Siana Galarza, Anaya Jones, Nathan Lopez, and Makai Alton. The big issue. This quick move to emergency remote learning has unfortunately left educators across the board unprepared to teach well with technology, let alone teach remotely with technology. The move from print-based to digital material and from in-person learning to digital learning can create additional barriers for disabled students. The shift to remote teaching has illuminated the digital divide or gap between students who have access to use technology and meaningful ways to further their learning and to those who do not. Our research. 39% of worldwide poor children have no formal education. 37% of teachers aren't prepared to teach remotely. 64% of parents need more tech training for this new school year, and 14 of children ages 3 to 18 don't have internet access at home, and more than 9 million school children will face difficulty completing assignments online. The audience. Children with disability in low-income communities and in third-world countries who can't afford school. Parents, teachers, principals, child care providers, and the Department of Education. Results of our market research. Since we know that some of our audience is struggling with remote learning, we are decided to create something that can help improve the education system so that all students have an opportunity to get the same education as other students who aren't struggling remotely.
Our product, we will create an ebook called Virtual Learning Made Easy, explaining how to navigate the new norm of virtual learning. For every book sold, a child will be provided with a book bag, 2 pencils, 2 pens, 1 notebook, 2 masks, and 2 pairs of gloves. Organizations, schools that purchase the book in Blink will receive a free training of how to implement the information given, along with the 6 months follow-up. Our challenges. The challenges the team was facing was how are we going to be able to ensure that the schools did improve remote learning for everyone. We also faced how are we going to get to every child worldwide to make sure that they're receiving the right education.
Our budget. With the grant that we will be receiving of $5,000, we plan to make $1,500 a year selling the books. Our expenses will include advertisement and supplies. So for the 2,000 flyers, it would be costing $429.98. For the Instagram ad, it will be costing $67. For the YouTube ad, it will be costing $40. For the website subscription, it will cost $54. To pay for the illustrator and to pay for publishing, that will cost $260 and $112.50. For supplies, for the 500 book bags, that will cost $419.17. For the 1,000 pens, that will cost $293.96. For the 1,000 pencils, that will cost $338.39. For the 500 notebooks, that will cost $509.21. For face masks, that will cost $392.20. For the gloves, that will cost $199.40. For the hand sanitizers, that will cost $251.86. The tablets will cost $618, and then there will be $1,000 for emergency funds just in case anything goes overboard. These are some quotes. So all of us do not have equal talent, but some of us should have an equal opportunity to develop our talent, by John F. Kennedy. If we are serious about building an economy that lasts, we should go to serious education. We're going to have to pick up our games and raise our standards, by Barack Obama. And by James Rohr, minds are like parachutes, they should only function when they are open. Are the links of the research that we use, and thank you for listening.
Brilliant, brilliant.
This was a really great presentation, very relevant to what's happening right now. So kudos for you guys for thinking about that and trying to address an issue. I have so many questions, so I have to try to narrow this down. Going back to your target audience, I just want to make sure you want to create an ebook, which would be for the schools and the teachers that are going to be providing the education, and then the recipients of the book packs, of course, would be the students. What I'm wondering is, how is it that you're actually helping the students that are more marginalized and don't have access to materials that they would need for distance learning, which is one of the really big barriers that we're facing right now. And also, if there's time, you didn't show any samples of what kind of content and solutions would be in your ebook. Is that something that you're still working on, or do you actually have that and just kind of truncated it for the presentation itself?
So what we were planning on doing is selling the ebook, and whatever the money that was made from the ebook, we would go to purchase more things for students who don't have access to the things that they need for this new school year. And as for your other question, we have some solutions, but they're not completely in motion, so we didn't add them there until we were completely sure about what we were going to add in the book.
And that's great. You have the great starting points for this organization, what you want to do. I think that there's a lot of details that need to be paid attention to, but this is a really good idea. Congratulations on this.
I have a question, well, a couple of questions. One, how long do you think you would need to create the ebook? Because we know school should be starting within like a week and a half. So if you were to put this in motion and like actually do it, how long do you think you would need to make like a really great product? So that's one. The other question to piggyback off that is like, how much would each ebook cost? Yeah, those are my two questions, and I have some feedback for you after you answer.
The ebook will cost $15 to purchase, but for any nonprofit that purchased the book, it will be less. If we were to create the book, I guess we would need to give out surveys so we can get exact data of what we're going to put in the book, and the book should be released in mid-October if we really time crunch.
Awesome. So my feedback would be just like coming down on your market, like, or really honing in on the people that you think would like benefit from the book first. Because I had the same issue when I started my business. Is I was doing too much. I was really like trying to get everybody that I wanted to like pick up and like bring up with me. But at the end of the day, to make it easier on yourself, think about who is the like person who is going to use your book and implement, and make that focus based on them, and then you can start building out other things after. Because what's going to happen is you get a little bit confused, or you become overstretched when you're doing too much for too many people at one time. So if you're serving too many targets at once, so like based on that, like who do you think, so we know the teachers are going to be the ones who are obviously going to benefit, or is it the parent? Like who do you want to really target at this particular time?
We were going to sell them teachers in schools and any parents who are homeschooling, so that they would know what to do during this time and how to better the child's education.
Nice. Okay. So that makes more sense, because I think like in all the people that you listed is like you have to like really get laser focused on who you want to start with first, because then you can open your market after, but like focusing in on the person who's really going to benefit right away. Think about that person, and then you can start adding on things, because maybe, you know, you have to shift the ebook a little bit more for a parent. It might look different for a parent than it might look for a teacher, right? So like thinking about those things to better the product.
Excellent presentation, everyone. So I'm going to follow up on what Amber said about narrowing your market. You know, business is a funny thing. We think global for the issue, but then when it comes to execution and implementation, you need to really get local. And you get real local so that you can do your pilot, so you can test your product, so you can make sure you can go out to market. Following up on what Amber said with your specific market, I would look to do your first ebook to be something that would generate you cash, which might be leaning towards helping parents at home versus the teachers in the schools, which are maxed financially right now. But there is a rise in homeschooling. I would go to that market first, because there is going to be cash available, because I know a lot of parents who are very much struggling right now, and they would take any help, especially at a $15 cost. So that would be my feedback. I think you guys are very timely. Well done. Well done.
Thank you, Shannon. Okay, let's give some thumbs up and some reactions to our presenters. Well, very well done and very relevant to today. Very necessary.